Hello students. In today's class, we will continue with chapter 5, Exponents and Powers. As I explained you, what is an exponent? Exponent means the number of times a number multiplies itself is called its exponent. When we write anything in power, it means that is the exponent. If I write a raised to power m, now here m is the exponent. Okay. Now today we will discuss laws of exponents. There are few laws which we have to follow. First law is multiplying powers with same base. Now when we have two numbers of the same base, as you know what is base? Base means for which we write the exponent. Okay. So when two numbers of the same base are multiplied, the exponents are added. Means if a raised to power m into a raised to power n we have. Here you can see base is a in both the terms. Here first exponent is m, second exponent is n. So it will be equal to a raised to power m plus n. So when we have two numbers of the same base, their powers will be added. So we are adding here m plus n. So let us take an example. If I write 2 raised to power 3 multiplies with 2 raised to power 2. Now it means 2 is the common base here. So we have to add the power. So powers will be added 3 plus 2. So it becomes 2 raised to power 5. Alright. Second law. Dividing powers with the same base. When two numbers of the same base are divided, the exponents are subtracted. Means when we have two numbers of the same base in division, like here a raised to power m upon a raised to power n is equal to a raised to power m minus n. So base remains a, powers are subtracted here. So let us take an example. If we have 5 raised to power 3 upon 5 raised to power 2. What does this mean? It means we have to subtract the powers. 3 minus 2. So 5 raised to power 1 means 5 is the answer. Okay. Let us come to third law. Third law says taking power of a power means a number with double power here. Here you can see a raised to power m, and outside the bracket there is another power n. Here powers get multiplied. Okay. So here we get a raised to power m into n. For example, here if I write 3 raised to power 2, and here outside I have 3. It means here powers 2 and 3 will be multiplied. It means here we get 3 raised to power 6 as our answer. Okay. Now fourth law says multiplying powers with the same exponent. Now here we have two different bases a and b, but power is same both the times. Power is m and m. It means when we have same exponent but different base, at that time exponent remains same but base get multiplied. For example, here if I write 2 raised to power 2 into 3 raised to power 2. Now we can see two base here. Two bases are 2 and 3, and their exponent 2 remains common here. So we get here 6 raised to power. Law 5 is dividing powers with the same exponent. Now when we have two terms of the same exponent in division, at that time that exponent will be common and we will divide the numbers. A raised to power m upon b raised to power m. Now here we can see two different bases a and b, but their exponent is m common in them. So what we will do, we will write a upon b with a common exponent m. Okay, so let us take an example. If we have here 2 raised to power 3 upon 3 raised to power 3. So here we know 2 and 3, two different ways. So it will become as 2 upon 3 with their common base, common power 3. Okay. Now, law 6 is number with exponent 0. Now, a raised to power 0 is equal to 1. Any number with exponent 0 is always 1. So, if I write an example, 5 raised to power 0, that is also equal to 1. Okay. Next law is when exponent is negative, we have when a raised to power minus n, it means 1 upon an. Okay, and same way when we have a fraction as a negative exponent, at that time how we will write it. If I write, let us take this an example, 5 raised to power minus 2. What does this mean? It means that it is equal to 1 upon 5 raised to power 2. So we can solve it here. Same way, if I have a fraction 2 on 3 raised to power minus 2, how we will make it a positive exponent? We will reciprocate here in fraction. It will become 3 on 2 and exponent will become positive. This is the way we solve the negative exponents. Okay. Now let us start with exercise 5.2. First question is express in exponential form. So we all know how to write in exponential form. We will have to take their prime factors first. So when we take 343 and we find its prime factors here. 343 is divisible by 7. So 7 fours the 7, 9s are 63. Then 7, 7s are 49 and 7 ones are 7. Same way we can find for 1331. It is divisible by 11. 11 ones are 11 twos are 11 ones are. Then 11 11s are 121. Alright. Now we can see here negative sign before it. It means here we have 3 factors. It means odd number of times when we have negative sign, it will remain negative. Okay, upon here we have 11 into 11 into 11. So we can see here minus 7 and 11 both are 3 times. So we can write it as minus 7 on 11 raised to power 3. This is the exponential form of it. Okay, next question is 1 upon 6561. So same way we will find the prime factors of 6561. Now it is divisible by 3. So here we have 3 twos are 6, 3 ones are 3 eights are 24, then 3 sevens are 21. Again it is divisible by 3. 3 sevens are, then 3 twos are, 3 nines are. This is again divisible by 3. 3 twos are 6. Then we have 3 fours are and 3 threes are. 3 eights are and 3 ones are. Then again 3 we have here 27, then 3 nines are, then 3 threes are. Okay, so we can see here 1 upon here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got here 8 times 3. So it means here we can write it as 3 into 3 8 times. So we have written it 8 times. Now 1, if we multiply 8 times, it will remain 1. So we can write here 1 also 8 times. Okay. So it means we can write it as 1 upon 3 raised to power 8, because question number 2 is write 9 into 9 into 9 into 9 in exponential form taking base as 3. So we all know 9 can be written as 3 into 3. So if I write first 9 as 3 into 3, second 9 is again 3 into 3, then third 9 is again 3 into 3, and fourth 9 is again 3 into 3. So we can see here we have written 3 8 times. So we can write it as 3 raised to power 8. So here we have taken base 3, and when we expand 9 it comes here 8 times. So here 3 raised to power 8 is the answer. Alright. Come to third question. It is simplify. Here we have 5 raised to power 8 upon 5 raised to power 5 into 5 raised to power 3. So we have done here first law of exponents, in which we have seen when we have two numbers of the same base in multiplication like this, 5 raised to power 5 into 5 raised to power 3. Here base is common 5 and multiplication is there. So it means powers will be added. So we will do here 5 raised to power 5 plus 3. This is first law. What is that law? That is a raised to power m into a raised to power n is equal to a raised to power m plus n. Okay. So here we got 5 raised to power 8 upon 5 raised to power 8. Now we did second law, that when two numbers of the same base are in division, so we can write it as a raised to power m upon a raised to power n. What we do? We subtract the powers m minus n. So it means here we can write it as 5 raised to power 8 minus 8. That means 5 raised to power 0. And we have done the law that a raised to power 0 is equal to 1. It means 5 raised to power 0 will be 1 is the answer here. Alright. Now, next part is 3 raised to power 20 divided by 3 raised to power 15 and then into 3 raised to power 3. So this is division and common base is 3. So we know when we have two numbers of the same base in division, what we do? We subtract the powers. Alright. So what we will do here? 3 raised to power 20 minus 15. Okay. Into 3 raised to power 3 as it is. This is, we have done a raised to power m divided by a raised to power n. It is equal to a raised to power m minus n. So we get here 3 raised to power 5 into 3 raised to power 3 is already here. Now we know when two numbers of the same base in multiplication here. So we add the powers. This is our first law. So we get here 3 raised to power 8 as answer. Now question number 4 is simplify. Here we have 2 raised to power 2 and outside here power 4. Now we know when we have double power, what we have to do? We have to multiply the power. So it will become 2 raised to power 8 into 3 raised to power 8 and outside here 5 raised to power 8. So this is here we have used the law a raised to power m and power n. So it is a raised to power m n. So children, you must be watching that everywhere I am mentioning the law, which law I am using. Okay. So here 2 raised to power 8 into 3 raised to power 8. Now we have done here that when we have two different base with the common exponent, at that time base get multiplied. So here we can write here 2 into 3 raised to power 8 and here we have 5 raised to power 8. Alright, this is we have done a raised to power m into b raised to power m. It is equal to ab raised to power m. Now, this is 6 raised to power 8 into 5 raised to power 8. Again same thing. So here we will write it as 6 into 5 raised to power 8. Same law is applicable here. Okay. So it will result as 30 raised to power 8 is the answer. Alright. Next part is 7 raised to power 2 into 11 raised to power 6 into 3 upon 11 raised to power 3 into 147. Now class, here we have 7 raised to power 2 into 11 raised to power 6 into 3. Let us first write 147 as product of prime factors. So if you will find 147, it is divisible by 7, 7 2s are, 7 1s are, then 7 3s are. So these are the prime factors of it. So it means this can be written as 3 into, here you can see 7 is 2 times. So I can write it as 7 raised to power 2. Now what we will do, we will apply laws of exponents on the same numbers. Okay, here in the numerator 7 raised to power 2 in the numerator as well as 7 raised to power 2 in the denominator. So if we take them as a raised to power m upon a raised to power n, the common base, what we do? We subtract the power. So same here we will do 7 raised to power 2 minus 2. Same here 11 raised to power 6 and 11 raised to power 3. So we can write it as 11 raised to power 6 minus 3. Now this 3 we can cancel with 3. So we are left with 7 raised to power 0 into 11 raised to power 3. And we have done a raised to power 0 is equal to 1. So we can write it as 1 into 11 raised to power 3. So that is 11 raised to power 3. Question number 5 is find the value of x. 2 on 7 raised to power minus 3 into 2 on 7 raised to power minus 11 into 2 on is equal to 2 on 7 raised to power 7x. Now in left hand side here we have common base as 2 on 7. Okay, so we can write it as 2 on 7, and here when we have common base in multiplication, powers will be added, and right hand side we will write as it is. So which law we used? A raised to power m into a raised to power n is equal to a raised to power m plus n. Alright. Now when we have two numbers of the same sign to be added, so it means they will be added with their sign. It is minus 14. It is equal to 2 on 7. Here 7x. Now we can see here on both sides we have the same base 2 on 7, 2 on 7. When base is same we can equate the powers. When base is same on both sides we can equate the powers. So therefore minus 14 is equal to 7x. Now we can find x from here. This is implies that x is equal to minus 14 on 7. So 7 2s are 14. This means x is equal to minus 2 is our answer. Alright. Now question number 6. Question number 6 is 3 upon 5 raised to power 3 into 3 on 5 raised to power minus 2 into 1 on 2 double power 2 and minus 2 into 1 on 24. So first of all we will apply the law where base is same. So here this is 3 on 5 common base and powers will be added minus 2 into double power means powers get multiplied. So it will become 2 into minus 2 is minus 4 into 1 on 24. Now we can write 24 as 2 12s are, 2 6s are, 2 3s are, and 3 1s are. Now here we have used first law is a raised to power m into a raised to power n is a raised to power m plus n. Then we used here law a raised to power m and n. Powers are multiplied. Okay. Now we get here 3 on 5, 3 minus 2. And we have done when we have negative exponent. If we have a upon b raised to power minus n, we can reciprocate the fraction and exponent will become positive. So same here we will do 1 on 2 will change to 2 raised to power 4. And here we have seen prime factors of 24. 2 is multiplied 3 times. So 2 raised to power 3 into 3. Alright. So when we solve it, we get 3 upon 5 raised to power 1 means 3 upon 5 into 2 raised to power 4. And here we have below 2 raised to power 3. It means powers will be subtracted and we are having here 1 on 3. This 3 cancels with this 3 and 2 raised to power 4 minus 3 means 2 raised. Last question is simplify. Here we have 3 raised to power 5 into 10 raised to power 5 into 25 upon 5 raised to power 7 into 6 raised to power 5. So we get here 3 raised to power 5 into 10 means 2 into 5 raised to power 5, and 25 can be written as 5 raised to power 2, 5 square. And here we have 5 raised to power 7 into 6 can be written as 2 into 3 raised to power 6. Alright. Now we will take the powers of the same bases here. Okay. Now here we can see 3 raised to power 5, and here 2 into 5 common power 5. It means we can write it as 2 raised to power 5 as well as 5 raised to power 5, because that 5 was a common power to both. 5 raised to power 2, and in the denominator we get 5 raised to power 7. Same way here 2 and 3 both have the common power 5. We can write it as 2 raised to power 5 and 3 raised to power 5. Now where we have the same base in multiplication, there we will add the powers. Where we have same base in division, there we will subtract the powers. Okay, because we know both the laws here. A raised to power m into a raised to power n is equal to a raised to power m plus n, and a raised to power m upon a raised to power n is equal to a raised to power m minus n. Okay. Now when 3 is the base, its power is 5. Same is here in the denominator. It means it is in division. So we will subtract the power. Now comes 2. Here 2 5 in the numerator, 2 raised to power 5 in the denominator. So here powers also get subtracted. Here we have 5 raised to power 5. In multiplication it is 5 raised to power 2. It means this power will be added, and 5 raised to power 7 in denominator means in division, so minus 7. Okay, so we get here 3 raised to power 0 into 2 raised to power 0 into 5 raised to power 0. So we know anything power 0 is 1. So we will write it as 1 into 1 into 1. So 1 is the answer here. I hope you have understood laws of exponents. Related to that, in exercise 5.2, I have done questions from each question. I have done few parts. Remaining parts you will complete on your own. So now you can complete exercise 5.2 on your own with the help of this video. Alright.